Hey, how you doing? This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. And I thought I would get kind of a little bit of help and show you some of the features and options of this Mlite-880 using the manual to kind of help me remember things better since I'm on some strong medicine for my back pain. So here is the Guzizu version on Amazon, $289. And I've added to my Amazon store because I really, really like this radio. There's some things I don't like about it, but they're few and far in between. Or you can get it from Radio Oddity at their website. This is their website right here. And what I'm going to do is what I did is I went to the people who work on the firmware and on the radio. This company right here is where it comes from. And I downloaded the manual. Lots of information. This is a good manual. It reflects how good the radio is. So I downloaded that, and that's what I want to show you and I want to go through. So I've got it down in a PowerPoint presentation, and I'm going to go through that right now. There it is, hardware version 2.2 released March 27, 2026. And this is just kind of an introductory to the website. Now here is the manual. This shows you all the features on the outside of the radio and all the buttons and everything. As I mentioned before, there's an external antenna port. There's where your TF card goes for doing recordings off the radio. Over here is your tuning knob on this side. Also, that is your volume knob. Number 11 is your earphone jack. Number 12 is your USB port, which is used to charge the battery and used to update the firmware. Now, I did get a request to show you how to update the firmware. I'm not going to try to do that. There's a chance that you could brick, meaning kill your radio doing that. So I'm just not going to go there. So I'm sorry, but no, I'm not going there. There's the battery compartment here. It comes with that special higher powered battery. It's not an 18650. It's similar, but it's longer and higher capacity. There it is right here. The battery is a 21700. And it's similar, like I say, to the 18650, but it's shorter. And it's easily available. Okay, there's the screen you see when you first turn it on. Now here are all of the things that can appear on the screen. You can have it, you can turn these off, some of these off. You can have an S meter, you can turn it off. You can have audio output, indicator, squelch, you can turn on and off. Noise reduction, you can turn on and off. Whether you're in USB mode, LSB mode, CW mode, DSP mode. That's why I'm having to use the manual. There's just so much to it. AM mode, SAN mode, narrow FM, wide FM, volume control, RDS. It has RDS on FM, has time and a battery charge indicator. Now here are the keys. And one little nit about the keys is in bright, or not bright, but good lighting, they're very easy to read. The lettering is very easy to read. And what they have is they have the number and symbol, and below that, which it doesn't show here, it has these other options. And like I say, in good light, it's easy to read. In dim light, for me, it's difficult to read. I would have liked to had backlight on the keypad, but a nit. We'll quickly just go down through here. The A key is the audio selection output. B is the squelch enable. And those also control the page up and page down when you're looking at the menu page. C is noise enablement. So you can do all this directly from the keypad. And then it goes through all the other ones. And then, like, for instance, the zero key is the band select. It takes you to a listing of the bands you can choose. You can go directly to a band. Now, here is one of the menus that you get when you push one of those keys. So keyboard button 1 gives you the step select. So you can change the steps, frequency steps. 2 gives you the modulation mode. For instance, sideband, AM, FM, narrow and wide. Very intuitive once you learn these. Keyboard button 3 is the device menu, and it gives you 3 pages of options, 3 pages of options, like 15 or less, well, about 12, 15 options. Like you can select the antenna type. For instance, for shortwave, you want that to be 50 ohms and add your shortwave external antenna. For the internal or the telescopic antenna, you want high Z. Makes a big difference. And then you can always also have a bias to provide power to an external antenna amplifier. Yep, it provides that. You can have an attenuator for shortwave. You can change the wide FM bandwidth. You can change the frequency correction. Here's page 2. I'm not going to go over all these details. It has Bluetooth mode. I forgot to mention Bluetooth mode. More changes. You see back here it says, number 3, the date and time settings. Okay, you can do that. So you can have this as a clock. 4, and there's a lot of these, so I'll start speeding up here. Is to manually, you push button 4, then you can manually direct tune a frequency. And you put in the numbers, and then you select either kilohertz or megahertz. Or you can clear it if you made a mistake, put in the decimal point here. You can exit this mode, or you can hit the pound key and it will enter that frequency so you can direct tune to a frequency. 5, keyboard 5 is display settings. This is all a display, it's just unbelievable. And they're nice in these menus, so it's easy to find. So you can set the brightness level. You can turn when the backlight is on. I believe one of the options is always on. Spectrum that you get, you can make it an averaging. Set that parameter. Whether the spectrum is filled in or just a line. RDS view enabled or disabled. Second page is the S meter. You can turn that on and off. Spectrum gain. Button 6 is for audio settings. Here, I'm not going to go through these. Here are the audio settings. It's so many settings. 2 pages of audio settings. I take that back, 3 pages of audio settings. There's your noise blanker threshold and whether you want to enable it or not. Squelch threshold you can set. Equalizer, here's the equalizer options. 7 is the recording menu. So this is where you go in and you can, when the radio is playing something, you want to record it, you go to button 7 and then you select these options using 1, 2, or 3, start, stop, playback. 8 is channel record. Haven't done that one. Memory cell. Edit memory cell is number 7. You can name a memory cell of a frequency that you saved. Keyboard 0, key button 0 is selecting the bands. Here's the menu. Look at all the bands. That screen's a little messed up. That's interesting. And you can select the airband. And with the latest firmware update, you will have on this listing, you will have the NOAA that you can direct select and go directly to the NOAA band. Now, I believe, if my memory is, well, my memory's not too good. I believe when you go to the NOAA band, you are manually tuning the frequencies. It doesn't have the pre-select frequency for each NOAA channel. I think that's the way I saw it. Okay, so that's it. As you can see, this radio has so many features and the menu system is pretty easy to learn. That's what's key. Like I said before, I did a review of a radio about a week or so ago, and it had a lot of options, but the menu system was really confusing. I was writing notes down, and then I would go back and go to do something, and I look at my notes, and I still couldn't figure out how to do it. Anyway, that's it. If you enjoyed the show, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, that would be nice if you subscribe. And I want you especially to have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.